Hello and welcome everybody to another day of MapuTV here. Tonight I've got a SEL game here for you guys, which means we are watching some Brood War Evolution, or StarCraft Evolution. We've got Rumeith here as the red Zerg from Brood War in the top left, and from the 3D clan, a Russian organization, or Russian speaking organization, iosup. I don't know iosup, but 3D clan is not a clan that it has a lot of promising talents. I want to say they have, for example, up and comers like Shameless recently, or GG Machine, I think he's called. Both of them just played in a RSL a couple seasons ago, I want to say. And they showed some pretty decent matches, so yeah, I know Shameless for a while now. He's been very grind intensive on all of those cups, and I've kind of seen his rise really, and he's become quite formidable these days. But yeah, so this is not neither of those. This is a place called iosup, and let's talk a little bit of the builds, because we've got a very early pool here from Rumeith, and he's gonna put on a lot of pressure. Now these links do have an attack speed bonus against the links from StarCraft 2, but they do have a movement, not reduction, but they're basically worse, I think, on creep in movement. They're slower, but they are stronger if they fight, if they engage. And this is completely unscouted, and now there's these links. There's gonna be a couple of drones. There's gonna be a sunken rush, and I don't think I've ever seen one of these, but they seem to be absurdly overpowered, so we want to see how this is gonna go here. All the drones have been pulled here. A few are still left mining. Might want to just get that one out of the gas there as well. And yeah, I would have loved to see the stats in this link. So apparently these links are way faster on creep. Let's see how this is going, but there's so many dead drones already. This is anti-seconds to finish up here. One is gonna fall. The second one is gonna be ready. The queen is probably not gonna have a good day against this one. Sun can steal a lot of damage. Let's have a quick check here. Biological and psionic. What does the sun can do to that one? Damage 30, I think. It's neither shields nor armor nor light. So 30 damage is a lot still, and the links are coming in here. They're gonna catch this queen off guard. She gets in a good position with the drones and not there to tank, and in the end the queen is gonna... oh god, it's gonna live! 1 HP, the region here, just a little bit too strong, quite nice. But the next assassin group does come in, is gonna just finish it off in one tick. And so many carcasses here for iosup. He's gonna try to save the hatchery. He's gonna throw a transfuse on top of that one, and the sunken colony does get retargeted, but yeah, he's finally gonna target down this hatchery. This was almost a stand, not a hold, but a stand. But yeah, there's a GG. I just want to fend off the attack and then throw out a GG here. So 1-0 for Rumeith is gonna take the lead in this series with a sunken colony rush. Okay, while we go into the next game, please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that yet. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, it helps me grow the channel. Thank you so much for doing that, and also follow me on Twitter and Twitch and whatnot. You know the drill, it's everybody, it's everywhere. It's like in this screen, you can see it there somewhere. And yeah, so let's go into the next map here. We are having the Brood War race swap hands here. So the loser's choice, and iosup does opt to go for the Brood War race, and on the other side Rumeith is gonna play StarCraft 2. We are on Rumeith, which is a 4-player map, very, very large. And it has, of course, several spawning locations, so you don't know where your opponent is. Both players are actually scouting in the wrong direction with their first overlords. We've seen this a lot of ASL, and if you watch Brood War, you will see how the scouting patterns are for Zerg in general on these kind of maps. They will do... so there's a few things to that. First of all, iosup did send his overlord, according to the meta, in the wrong direction, the first one. It should have gone south, not to the west. Why is that? Because the south, he spawns in the top right north, and in the southeast, or yeah, in the bottom right position, there is the natural sticking out into the top area. That means if he puts his overlord on a direct path, he gets to scout that hatchery quite early. And yeah. I like the macro hatchery. That's kind of the meta, and excuse me, it's a little bit late here. I'm just doing this off my hours. I should probably put in the score. There we go, Rumeith already up 1-0 here after that quick one. So they're gonna see each other's overlords now. They should know where each other spawned. You want to redirect these overlords, I feel like. Now there's an advantage that you have as the SC2 player in that there's no early anti-air, so you can basically just hover the overlords into the map or into the base, and on the other side he's gonna have the queens. So there is that anti-air. They will push out the overlords. There's gonna be basically free vision for one player while the other one hasn't. You need to still be in position. But yeah, what I was touching on with that scouting pattern first earlier was basically as a Zerg on a 4-player map, what we see mostly in Brood War happen is the Zerg does go out with the 2 overlords, and if he wants to scout his opponent early, he will send out a drone into the cross position. And he really wants to find out what's going on. He doesn't just want to get a scout, like know where the location is, but he wants to actually find out what's happening. Now this is a full wall. I wonder if he's gonna cancel that as soon as the sunken colony finishes, and that's gonna exactly happen here. Now there's gonna be there coming in another gas. This seems to be all very much in plain sight here for that overlord. Now I wonder if you want to throw down a very fast Hydra Den to just get off these overlords. And that's a very weird Zergling skin. There's an evolution chamber this time. It's gonna be probably for a upgrade. And why is that? Because the position is different. It creates a funnel, not a full wall at this stage. So that's basically where you want to have that happen. I already see a +1 carapace here for Rumeith, which is very interesting, I want to say. I really want to know what the meta is here in this matchup right now in EVO. But what iosup is doing looks like a Spire play to me, and it should be so easily scoutable. There's gonna be a second overlord coming, and then you can just make spores, right? Now the issue is that the Brood War mutas have 2 more range against or over the SC2 mutas, so they're extremely more dangerous in sniping, hitting and running, because that range advantage is insane. It feels so absurdly powerful, and it is. But that's how it's supposed to be. Everything's supposed to be quite absurdly overpowered in Brood War. Now how can you hold on against this as Rumeith? First you need to scout what's happening. So he will find the Spire now, so it's an easy scout. He's gonna try to save his overlord. Of course that's gonna be chased out. There could be even Scourge, which I don't think should come, but yeah. So he's throwing down a Hydra Den. What I really would like to see is Burrow and an Infestation Pit, but he's just gonna go for the unit approach. Let's just make, I mean, Hydra's pretty good because you can also, if this is actually a fake Spire, right, if this is all links now, then the no bailingless style is gonna be way better if he has the Hydras. Right. So there we go. I wanted them actually to keep one ling at the front to exactly confirm what's hatching out of these eggs. There's another macro hatchery in the main here for iosup. And there's the mutas. They actually looked very half-assed for this overlord, which just managed to hover out of that range. And there's the mutas being scouted. So let's have a look at the range. They should have 5 range, yes. So they have 5 range. The mutas from SC2 have 2 range. Now can these Hydras actually deal with that? Because that's only 1 range advantage. They will get the first shot, but if you clump those correctly, you can deal so much damage. Oh, this is not how you want to do it. This is not how you want to engage. So you want to clump them up just like that, and you want to hit one angle and then come in. This is very nicely hidden here under these overlords. That spore, and it's immediately gonna cost him 1 mutalist gear. Now these mutas, they do not have the frenzy regeneration or crazy regeneration. They regen, but they do it very slowly. But as you can see here, 14, 15, it's just a normal regen. And now he's gonna go out on the map and he's gonna check for overlords and anything that's just around the corners, and he will clear out the vision here for Rumeith. That could be an issue if you go into a later game. But now we're gonna see that base here on the 3rd location, and this is not being scouted, so that's an issue here. Rumeith is starting to misread this game. Well, there's gonna be Hydra's position, so we're gonna see Link Hydra against Link Hydra. Most likely. The issue is though, there's gonna be more in numbers here for iosup, but the Hydras itself are gonna be better for Rumeith. Let's see, they fight against light, because SC2 Hydras are light. And Zerglings as well, so those actually only deal 6 damage. 2.5. But there's gonna be lurkers anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's see here, come in for the attack. Can you finish this off before the lurkers hatch? No, just in the nick of time. Link's coming in as well. Can he overwhelm his army maybe? Can he kill Rumeith's force here? That would be huge, and I think this was a huge overestimation here. Extension, excuse me, from Rumeith. Gonna try to snap the lurker, but not even that is gonna succeed. Can this seesaw completely in the other direction? If you just reinforce with links at this point, you might be able to just break Rumeith here. You have to be careful though, there is that one spot you want to not sit in that range with your mutas. And you are a little bit exposed here right now. It doesn't have a good angle. First lurkers are gonna fall here, and it is gonna be pushed back here into iosup. Base. Now, hatchery on the bottom here, 12 o'clock is the upper side, and that's not taken yet, so this is 6 o'clock. We do see another big attack. This time it's only links though. I think this should be held quite easily here. We will still lose a few key units, for example that queenlet going down. I want to see him focus down. There's one more queen over here. There's gonna be more links trying to run in, but they just walk into a lurker over here, and that's not where you want to go. And into a bunch of hydras. So those links actually did just do quite badly. There was a lot of lava, a lot of money as well, which completely ran down the drain, and you can see this reflected. The units loss is hugely in favor here of Rumeith currently. And he's getting overload speed. I kind of want to see him drop some overloads now, because we know there's not that much anti-air. There's a few hydras, but there's no, the mutas are gone. There's no more scourge on the map right now. You can do a drop if you want to. It could be quite strong. A few lurkers, a few hydras in the correct position. If you snipe tech, a crucial building, sometimes that's all you need. Rumeith is going to try to go for the frontal attack here this time. He's going to borrow his own lurkers, and lurkers are insanely powerful in this matchup. As you can see, there's going to be that GG called here already. Rumeith is going to take the series 2-0, 2-0. iosup did put up a good game though. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to sub, and see you again next time. Peace.